Thiago Moises, a former top 15 UFC lightweight contender who fought the likes of Islam Makhachev in the UFC's lightweight division, did not win that fight, but he stepped up on short notice to do a 5-round main event with him. And how long did this man last with Islam? 4 rounds. 4 rounds. Oliveira lasted 2. Bobby Green lasted 1. Dan Hooker lasted 1. Drew Dober lasted 3 rounds. And yeah, we got Arman Tsarukyan and Davey Ramos lasting unanimous decisions. But that was only 3 rounds, so technically, Thiago lasted longer than even all of those guys. Right now, he's right outside of the top 15 on a 2-fight win streak, both with rear nakeds on Cristiano Chagos in round 1 and Melquizael Costa in round number 2. He's beaten guys like Michael Johnson with an ankle lock, beat Alexander Hernandez, as well as Bobby Green, only losing to solid guys like Damir Ismagulov and Beneil Dariush. I don't necessarily think he's deserving of a top 15 fight next. He's saying that a lot of people are ducking him. That's what he was saying in his Instagram. Looks like everyone is hiding. Hashtag UFC for August 12th. That's in about 1 month from now. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out an opponent that would make sense for Thiago Moises. And I want to look at that August 12th card because it is coming up very soon. UFC Fight Night, Luque versus Dos Anjos. Most likely he wants to be on the main card of this UFC Fight Night, possibly even be the co-main events. I still don't think he deserves a top 15 guy. Already lost to Damir Ismagulov and lost to Islam Makhachev as well. He deserves someone right outside of the top 15, and if he wins that one, then, I might give him a guy inside of the top 15. But if we look at the UFC rankings on Tapology and try to figure out an opponent, Drew Dober probably doesn't make sense. Obviously, we're not doing a rematch with Joel Alvarez. We have Drakkar Klose, which could make some sense, but I really don't know with him. He's so on and off. And he's been having a lot of cancellations recently with Diego Ferreira and Mark Madsen. And he had an ACL injury, so I highly doubt that is going to be a likely return fight for him. I would say a fight with Benoit Saint-Denis in him, but Benoit wants to be on the France card, and I do believe him versus Diego Ferreira would make a lot of sense. Nasrat Haqparast is a guy that's always willing to come in and fight a lot of these guys. He's always willing to give a good test to a lot of these fighters in the UFC lightweight division, but scroll down just a little bit more, and we got Elves Brenner. 25 years old, deserving of a big step up, as he's 2-0 in the lightweight division in the UFC, beating Zubair Tukhugov and knocking out Guram Kutateladze, who, if you guys remember, Guram was supposed to fight Thiago Moises, but Guram had an injury at UFC 283, so we didn't end up being able to see that fight. But he just beat Guram Kutateladze, so why not do a Brazil versus Brazil card with the main event also being Brazil versus Brazil. We got Brazilian Jacqueline Amorim, Yasmin Lucindo, Poliana Viana, all are on this card, as well as Luana Santos. Let's just make this kind of a low-key UFC Fight Night Brazil card, and we can put on a very legit match between Elves Brenner and my guy Thiago Moises. We saw moments where Elves Brenner was getting taken down by Guram Kutateladze, but wasn't 100% getting controlled. It's a good test to see where Thiago Moises is. If he wins that one, man, put him right back inside of the top 15. And if Elves Brenner wins, that gets him 2 good wins over top 15 caliber guys, and you get him a shot inside of the top 15. I think that makes all the sense in the world. Elves Brenner versus Thiago Moises, 2 Brazilians on the co-main event of this UFC Fight Night. I think either a Thiago Moises submission earlier on in the fight or a late TKO from Elves Brenner would be a banger in the lightweight division. But I would go Elves Brenner to win that fight as my official prediction. Booger Beard right here is saying Chase Hooper. So that could also be one. Where is Chase Hooper at on these UFC rankings? He's always willing to take those random steps up. So let's check out Chase Hooper. really quick, 12-3-1. He's coming off a win on Nick Fiore in his last fight. Did lose to Steven Peterson before that. He's 123rd. That'd be too big of a step up, in my opinion. I wouldn't do that. I think an Elves Brenner fight would make sense for both guys.